Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Vision Voices Arabic series. Today we explore identity in Dubai, a city always in motion, where languages blend and careers are mobile, friendships circle the globe and communities reshape themselves as people arrive, grow and move on. Our guest Areej is a psychologist. She's rooted in Muslim faith and shaped by a cross-cultural upbringing. She turned early questions about belonging into her life's work. We'll ask where psychology fits within Arabic culture and tradition, and how growing up between cultures reshapes daily habits and values, and how the language we use, Arabic, dialects or English, can change what we feel and how we heal. If your story spans the countries or generations, this episode is for you. Yalla, let's begin. Hi Areej, it's great to have you on Vision Voices Arabic series, and today we have a very interesting angle of our conversation, right? So let's start with a little dive into where does psychology sit next to faith, tradition, and culture in the Arabic context. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. So we'll start with Assalamu alaikum, and which means peace, and from there it starts from the faith. So when it comes to psychology and the origin of it, when we are talking about culture and Islam and where of that, before we heard the term therapy, it was there in terms like sabr, being patient, or having like contentment, which is mean rida, accepting what's happening. A lot of concepts that embedded in the culture of discipline, the self, and knowing who you are, your purpose in life, the mission, it's all embedded there. And then later, we started to know about therapy and about psychology and knowing the principles of that science, if we can call it.
How can you say psychology in Arabic?
علم النفس, they call it.
What does that mean?
It's the science of self and knowing self, and I prefer to call it like it's not like a science separate from the faith or Islam. When we talk about Islam, it's like understanding who you are as a human being, who you are, the challenges that you face, the conflicts, the inner ones and the outer ones, and why they are happening and what to do about it.
I actually take psychology as a fairly young science. Yeah. Is this the same for the Arabic culture? So, because I know from our little discovery call previously that psychology has got actually a very, very long history, a root in the Arabic language. Yeah. Can you dive a little bit into that?
Yeah, it is really very ancient. And it comes with understanding the diseases of the heart and exploring what's happening inside your heart that is not allowing you to live the life as you are supposed to live it, like with peace and with being grounded and with having and building a great relationship with yourself, being around people around you and the community as well. So it started from there, and it's very, very old and ancient.
And then how did it become what it is now, the psychology? I mean, it's also interesting for me to actually dive deeper into the diseases. What are the diseases and how many diseases, and how can a person, a human being, heal from these diseases? Yes. Maybe that's an interesting dive as well, if you can.
When we talk about heart diseases, we talk about enviness. Feeling envy, people around you having anger, having urge to revenge, feeling shame, guilt, blaming yourself, feeling that blaming yourself for things that happened in the past, or saying that what if that happened, or in a different scenario. So it keeps you in anger, sadness. Those are the diseases of the heart. It keeps you busy with things that you are not supposed to be busy with, and it prevents you from living your life and seeing reality as it should be. So,
what are you supposed to be busy with?
here we are talking about the mission and the goals and what you are here to do in life. So it goes back to, if I'm not busy in revenge, if I'm not busy in anger, and I should be busy, what the other side is. The other side is growing yourself. Taking yourself to where I was yesterday, where I want to be tomorrow. Having a bigger mission than yourself. How can I add to this community? How can I create a legacy that will be remembered after me? What kind of a science I can leave? How can I teach people something? So it's there. So this, when you shift your mind to growth, development, helping others and creating meaning for others to be remembered for, this is where you need to focus on.
And if we sort of touch upon a little bit on the language that is being used to express this context, how did you get into psychology? So it'll be interesting to actually hear your perspective, your story. Was it just a choice of the education, or did you feel the need for the psychology as when you were a child, for example?
Yeah, I actually have a very interesting story. So I used to think that I'm fascinating with leadership since I was really a small child. So, and I was thinking always how leaders act, what makes them special, what makes them unique, what makes people listen to them, that they want to do what they are talking about, or act based on what they are telling us to do. So, and I thought that this will be my path in politics. Yes, not psychology. So when it came at the end of high school, I need to decide. So for me, it was politics. So I need to understand leadership. And one day I had a dream. And that dream was that I saw myself carrying a broken chair, and that chair was for me in the university. And I was standing in a line to fix my chair, and all I am the only girl there, and all the line is boys. And when I came to the man who was maintaining the chairs, I wanted to hand my chair, and he told me that, sorry, we don't fix girls' chairs in politics. And I told him why, and he said this is the policy. And I left the chair, and I left. So I felt that for me, it was a very strong message, and this is not the path. So I started to look around, what should I do? I remember going to the Faculty of Humanities, and there I was looking around, what should I pick if it's not politics? And then out of nowhere, I saw a sign, lab of psychology lab. So I was shocked, and all the moments and memories came to my heart that we can understand human behavior in a lab. So that was really interesting. And there I found that this path will take me to understand not the external world of leadership, but the internal journey. And from there, I got excited and I started studying psychology. And it took me 11 years. BA, Masters, and I got really fascinated.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think it must be really, really interesting to, to study the inner worlds, right, of people. Can you tell me if, about your childhood, probably?
Yeah.
So were there any sort of, when you were already a psychologist, let's say, did you get back to your childhood and study your life and trying to realize what you as a human, what defined you as a human being, and actually being in a psychology chair?
Yeah, before even talking to anyone, even conversations with patients later, and when I started like a trainee, and all of that journey brought me to myself again, brought me to my traumas, to my childhood, to memories. I remember what was really fundamental, that I was born in a family where two cultures. My mom she's Circassian, and my father from Jordan, and the culture are two different cultures together. So I remember that we were not welcomed when it comes to my mom's part in certain ceremonies, and as they are a close community, and they don't allow any strangers to enter. So I felt in my and especially when it comes to a special occasion like to dance, you are allowed to witness but not to participate. So I felt the love that I belong, and it's my mom's side. I'm so proud of them. I love what they are doing, and at the same time, they're a constant reminder that you don't belong. There is parts in you that don't belong.
Did it make you feel hurt and rejected or something?
And the heaviness on the heart as well, yes. And I started to feel like, in a way, that part of me is accepted and another part is not. So, and that brought me to search, who am I? Who should I be? And what might be a third persona for me, or a place that I feel belong to? And later on life, when I discovered that it's rooted in faith, that's the place where I belong, and everyone can belong to, and there's no judgment there. So I figured out that this is a place where you feel balanced, you feel you are connected, and at the same time you respect when people, they are closed to on themselves and they don't want you to allow, you will not judge them. They will understand where they, and you don't feel rejected at the same time. So that place gave me the freedom, and the childhood and the experience that I lived gave me like a training to different perspectives in life, to observe and to understand, and to go deeper and understand the fears of why some people, they will not allow you to enter, what they might be thinking of, what you might take from them by you being inside. And that took me to a deeper studying. Yeah.
So let's dive into the identity a little bit.
Yeah.
How is identity in Arabic, first of all? So what sort of language and what sort of terminology exists in Arabic now to talk about identity itself?
Yeah, it's like different in terms of the context and the awareness level for people. Sometimes it's like, in its official, they express it like al-hawiyya, they call it.
Al-hawiyya.
Yeah, al-hawiyya.
Which means?
Identity.
Okay.
Okay. And sometimes they will say simple words like, this is who I am, هذا أنا, this is me, okay? Or they will say that this is the culture, or we have been born like this.
Right.
You know, this is how we used to describe ourselves. Or those are our parents, those are our grandmas told us this. So sometimes people are not aware that this is my identity. They feel like there are preferences. I'm more into this. You can see it in comparisons, between comparisons. I'm thinking like this, my mom think like that. Our friends in the school think like this, or the community, or the world, and being like in a startup world, in the business world, they feel that there I belong in a certain way, and this is the image I project. And with my family at work, let's say, and with family, I'm that person. And they don't know that those are layers of your identity.
Yes. So it's one identity, but multiple layers of that.
Yes, exactly.
And so let's name the main sort of areas of the main areas of interest when it comes to the identity in the cross-cultural, in the international hubs. And let's take Dubai as an example. Or probably, I mean, I know you've been working also in Europe, right? Probably, I mean, you're free to say like where it is more, where it is stronger from the perspective of the importance. I think it's important everywhere, but I guess I'm just trying to clarify myself. Let's take Dubai as an example.
Yeah.
And what are the main areas in the identity study or healing, let's say, or finding that you usually work with, or you would pay attention as a point of interest for the audience also to listen to?
Yeah, there are two major pillars. One when it comes to modern life, and one when it comes to being rooted and having like grounded in that place. And that is a really big challenge when you are in a city like Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai will push you to have an identity, to know who you are.
You have to define yourself.
Exactly.
Wherever you come, you have to somehow define yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? Because of the Dubai has a lot of options, and it's very open, and you can find anything that you want. Okay, it depends on, with the choices comes the being overwhelmed if you are not grounded. So to live in a city such as Dubai, you need to understand yourself very well, your priorities, your values, what do you appreciate, what do you not appreciate, what thrives you, what takes you down. So knowing that about yourself first will make the journey amazing. You will thrive in Dubai when you know yourself very well, and it will push you. So here it will push you to question yourself, to question. And with
That's
those,
right.
a lot of questions, it's state that the self-discovery. And you will start to know about your identity more and what to answer those deeper questions. And sometimes you will not find answers. So it's a journey to go deeper in yourself and discover what my identity is telling me about myself.
And will we know about that through things that we, for example, like or dislike, or for example, we used to like this, but in a few years, for example, this has changed. So does that mean my identity has changed, or does it mean my values have changed, but probably that's part of my identity, that things are changing for me or something like that? Because why I'm trying to ask is because do you find that in places like Dubai, people tend to transform in who they were from in the places that they initially came from?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a very tough journey for many of us living here for a long period of time, to reinvent ourselves into somebody who belongs here more than we used to belong to our homes?
This is the essence of being flexible, and this is the essence of growth. So being like held on that I don't want to change, and I want to go back by like in a 20 years from now, going back to my country and be the same person. This means that I didn't learn a lot, or there is a gap that I didn't mingle, or I didn't discover myself in the journey. So what you just described is the essence of growth, like adapting and changing, and just keep asking yourself, what's the most important thing for me? And why is that important? And from where I brought that importance. Asking those questions, you will evolve more than being strict, or more than feeling that I've changed and don't know why. I become a person that I hate or I'm not proud of. So those will get you to a place where when you ask yourself the right questions, you go to discover that you are in a place that you are really proud of. This is a version of you that has been grow in a way that is compatible with your destiny.
So what are the right questions to ask yourself to be able to understand yourself better?
There are a lot of questions depending on where you are. Is it like a situation that's happening now? Is it like something popped up and there is an insight out of it that you are curious about? Start from there. Start from curiosity. Start from, if I'm not afraid, how am I feeling? And if I'm not afraid of answering how I'm feeling, what that is telling me about myself, what that is telling me about my values, what that is telling me about my roots, where I am from there. And that will take you. Like the essence of it, just don't be afraid, be curious, and cherish that curiosity.
How do you think the community and the family help, support, or challenge, this journey of identity, especially when we, again, bring it into hubs like Dubai, where we come as one person, and then we go on a journey.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So do you think community and family, tradition, and how do they help and how do they challenge this journey?
It's both. They are like two-sided, the bright and then the dark side. And it starts from like the parents, and if we are talking about a family, them understanding themselves, them understanding why we are moving, what's our target there, what kind of values we need to like understanding themselves more, and then agreeing and having a conversation. And a conversation where we are open that this is not like written on stones. This experience will be like agile, and we will move and we will grow. They like setting the principles first, and then every single time, like sitting together, reflecting and asking where we are, what's happening with us, because it's life-changing experience at the same time. And you can't move with it without feeling grounded and without feeling supported. And here comes the family and them being open to their feelings to their kids as well. Like, we are afraid, we have this, and always parents come from a fearful place and kids come from a dreamy place, that we want to grow, we want this. So having a conversation, and sometimes when a father sit with a child and they have, or a mother, and having a conversation, they will surprisingly find that they're really aligned. What they want is the same, because, and being consistent and expressing yourself and knowing yourself and being whole, like as a person, from how you dress, how you talk, how you move, your choices, how you deal with stress, how you deal with tough times, it will be reflected on your kids, and the way you communicate with the community as well. And here, how the family wants to have like relationship. What's our relationship with the community? Are we closed on ourselves, or are we open to learn from different cultures and to see what's the best out there? Because it will add up to our identity and to our growth and journey as well.
Do you think do you think belonging to sort of a traditional community here can help to support your own journey, or would you recommend people actually go and join and mingle in different international communities, because you are in a hub like Dubai, and and it's full of expats, it's full of different nationalities, and basically your journey and your growth is to absorb this into your identity. So what's your sort of recommendation, or probably not recommendation, what's your view on how it usually works for each and every person who probably comes to you as well?
It depends on the purpose of coming here. Because some people come in a mission that I will be like, they know that certain years I will be spending here, or I will get married here, or they have different like purposes and goals. At the same time, if you are closed on yourself, you will not allow yourself to experience life or see the vibe that it's a bliss, because you are in a place that really is unique in the blend and in how everyone can express himself or herself. Anyone can express who they are in a very in a way that is really, there is a freedom there to express yourself. So going to that place, and when it comes to kids and schools, they have a lot of activities and they share cultures, and participating is in that is really amazing, and it will add to that. Your kids will feel that you are part of their world, the dreamy they spent, and it's half of their life there. And when they come to you, you understand their world, who are their friends, why they love them, and you know how to put the values there and to encourage them to be open to the word, to be open and to add to their community. So like but go and be open and mingle and get yourself to know other cultures, but know your self first.
So that's my next question. How do you think it is possible to actually keep your authenticity, sort of your belonging to a certain culture, and probably what is your biggest lesson from your cross-cultural family? So how did you feel authentic? And
in small things, small rituals. Sometimes in a traditional meal, my mom used to cook for my aunts, and they are from a different culture, and the other way around. And the way we prepare coffee, the way we have tea. So my mom used to have tea in a certain time and different. So having those and being appreciating them and And at the same time, small things that has to do with other cultures, accepting what they are, the way they dress, the way they look, the food they have, having this, the language that you use inside the house. So for me, like Arabic inside the house, and English, it comes to be like the global language. So it's the language that the business language, the global being out there, and it opens doors for people. Having this outside, having your own language inside the house, and why we use this, and sometimes switching between we in our language, we speak English, sometimes we put Arabic words in English, and exactly the opposite. Sometimes it's not only words, it's the emotions that shifts with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How is authenticity in Arabic, by the way? Yeah. So how would you express this word? Authentic is actually a very trendy word for some time, right? It's being used in business, it's being used in psychology, and since psychology is somewhat, and personal development is something that is absolutely popular nowadays. So the word authenticity is probably, we can hear it everywhere. So how is authenticity in Arabic?
Authenticity in Arabic, that in Arabic we call it asale.
What does that mean?
Yeah, asale means that what's outside is really compatible with what's inside. So when I say that I will come to this, I'm happy to come to this podcast, really I mean it, that I'm really happy to come.
Oh, so you're sincere about your desires.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is being authentic. And even in psychology, being authentic and authentic self is that how I feel, is how I think, is how I act. Okay. It's really consistent. So because and if it's not consistent, we need to dig deeper on why the misalignment happened. Yeah. And this embedded in traumas.
That's a very interesting, again, so that's why I love language so much, because when you dive into a word and you explain the context, it actually opens up so much more than us probably using lots of jargon and trying to explain lots of things. But this is, to me, that actually explains a lot. Can you tell me, how do you think, choosing language you speak impacts your identity in general? And in this case, I'm probably getting into your point about the kids and about our families here in Dubai who use different languages within our houses, right? And you mentioned you can speak Arabic at home, but you can use English words as well. So if you could elaborate a little bit about how do you think the choice of language defines the identity?
Language doesn't just mean words. It means emotions. It means thinking process. It means belief system. So sometimes people, when they use their own, the language they are born with and they are used to it, they feel more intimate to them. Sometimes even in therapy rooms, when they use their language, they will feel like, and they will ask me, do you know what this means? And they feel it's closer to their heart, especially when we want to talk about emotions. And family, it's all about opening your heart to a very supportive place. It's supposed to be the safest place, the place where you can express yourself without judgment, the place that will support you regardless of where you are in the world. So being there, connecting with the language and the emotion and what that means to you, it really brings the bond. And so when sometimes, like for me, being that intimate, like with my grandma, it was different language. That the language that I understand, but I can't speak.
Right.
So it was.
How did you feel about that? What did you bring out of that communication through your life, let's say?
I brought that, through my life, I brought that being curious to understand more, to dig deeper. Because why she used this word now? Why she felt that my grandma used to speak Arabic, but it's like we call it broken Arabic, like not that fluency. And certain words, even till today, me, my sisters, and when we sat together, we use her words to express certain moments that we feel her words are really describing what's happening. It's what's happening brought the emotions that you used to live at, like nostalgic moments.
How do you think it works with different generations.
Yeah.
So our kids, and it's global, it's not only for Dubai, it's global.
Yeah.
They go to international schools, and in fact, we are trying to, to explore different countries, to explore different educational systems and different traditions as well. And that's naturally changes our kids' identity.
Yeah.
Right? So my son has probably very little to do with my childhood. He has things from me as part of his identity, but he's got his own.
Yeah.
But probably, keeping that tradition, I always feel very, very responsible. And like, I need to make a huge effort to bring that tradition over to his head and to his culture. But I find it very difficult, especially in the international places. So what would be your thoughts about that? How do we keep authenticity between generations? Do we really need to be so hard on ourselves for not being able to transmit it in the way that we would like to do that?
It starts from the fear that you have and the tension that you are feeling. So definitely today you are not a copy of your mom. And
no,
yeah, she's not
definitely.
a copy of her mom. And that change is normal, and that change is actually healthy. And there is the part of that you did your best, and this is your best, and you come from a place where you understand yourself, your values, your struggles, you dealt with your inner conflicts, and now you are in a good shape to translate and to channel certain values to your kids. So it starts from you knowing what's the most important thing that I need to give my kids, regardless of the culture they are in. There are core issues, core topics, core belief system, and there are things that will enrich their life, it will make their life easier. It will make it they can live the modern world or the world they are in, and they are able to bring an addition, like the blend from you, taking the core from you, and at the same time knowing, exploring, and having their own journey in life and their own experience. So your role is knowing yourself, knowing your core, and why that is important for you, and communicate it to them, and without the pressure. The pressure comes from the inner conflict with the questions that we don't have answers for. And to believe that God is protecting them more than you think, and they are in a place, you just need to care about your participation. And that participation, majority of it, understanding yourself, and by being you authentic to yourself, you will be like a role model for them. But without you putting the pressure that I want to turn your head to see this point, it will be natural, and they will be loving who they are, where they are coming from, and they will be like spokespeople. They will speak out and will be representing the culture and the language and the heritage that you are bringing, and they will enrich the surrounding, their community, their friends, and people they are dealing with.
Yeah, to be probably less confused about who you are will help your kids to define themselves in a better way, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Depending on where they are at the particular life stage, right? Because we tend to be actually hard on ourselves as adults, especially with the impact of things like internet, things like YouTube, content,
games and
exactly. This all comes into forming the values that are so very much foreign to us, right?
But I see this as an amazing opportunities to have a conversation with the kids. Like through the games, why this is important, why you love it, about addiction. You start to educate them through the tools that they are having. You start to channel your core to them through this. So what's the difference between certain game when they are shifted from adding a friend to having a connection? Okay, what that means. So where if you were your father, what you will do? So like putting them in a different perspective and having a real conversation with them, they will be the one who will be advocate for better life for their generation as well.
Do you work with the kids as well in terms of defining their identities, or mostly with adults?
Yeah, mostly with the women.
Yeah,
women in 40 plus. Especially
is this
working.
the age where we start actually questioning our identities?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Yes. Because this is the age where you went through like 20. Before 20s, you don't understand a lot about yourself. In 20s, you have dreams. You have aspirations. You feel that you can do a lot of things in the world, and there will be like your agenda and God's agenda. Your plan and God's plan. You will feel like by certain age I will do this. By that age I will do that. Then when her 40s comes, you will start to think of, oh, maybe I'm on the half of my life now. What did I do? You start to revise and to remember. And during that time, the hardships will hit, like the loss, it might be losing a specific person, shifting in career, like having a breakthrough when it comes to gaining money, losing money, any kind of, you will live it. And sometimes things that unexpected for you. So now it's time, and the sparks start to dim.
Yeah.
And people start to feel, so what about me? And they are in like, I don't call it a crisis, but they are in a place to question themselves, and the questions are really vivid. They can't push it away. Before they used to push flashbacks away, but now it's really in all aspects of their life, pushing them to have an answer of who am I, what I want to do, am I going to continue my life that I used to have, and they will start to have wisdom, some sort of reflecting deep on that they don't have this opportunity before.
But does it mean that the identity has changed, or maybe it just has grown? If we root it back to the to the beginning of our conversation and the point of identity in the international hubs like Dubai, and when people after 40 start questioning their identity, but probably this is exactly the place when they start to actually realize that they had one.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Yes. And where they start to have their own voice, where they start to have their own eye on things. They started to feel that this is what I used to live, this is what I used to believe, but I feel that there's something else. And I always tell them that, when I speak, I tell people, when you feel that there is a missing piece in you, and people I work with, they are high achievers, they did amazing things in life, but deep down they feel that there is a gap between, like, going back to authenticity. They question the authenticity. So now I'm putting a smile, people are celebrating my achievements, but what about me? Do I really feel proud of what I did? Do I feel that it comes from a genuine place, a place that really speaks in a peaceful way about me? Do I honor my values through this journey, or I honored them? So those questions arise. And with those questions comes that, where is my identity? And the identity there, I feel that it is there, but it is scattered, and it has been influenced with a lot of like the traumas in the childhood and the hardships they went through in life. And now they're asking about the mission, the genuine mission that means a lot to themselves, not to the world. Because before they might be looking at status, at certain being position or money or something like that. Now they are looking at the essence of a meaning, that I want something that really genuinely means to me a lot, not to others.
And this basically is all an identity. I mean, the way you were born, the way you were brought up, that's part of your identity. Yeah. Then your second choice, your third choice, your fourth choice in life. I mean, your journey, probably moving places, countries, or probably staying inside where you were born. Yeah. And after 40, actually putting this all together makes up exactly that complete whole identity.
Exactly.
And interesting, you mentioned about the mission.
Yeah.
How is mission in Arabic?
What
If we
missions?
define mission
Yeah.
in the context that we're using it here, mission means purpose, right?
Yeah.
Your purpose of being in this life.
Yeah, we call it غاية وجودي في الحياة. It's what the purpose of me being here in this life. So
Right.
yeah.
So this is exactly
yeah, the essence of me being here in life. Yeah.
And
غاية الوجود. Yeah.
what is the right answer to this question?
It's a journey of connecting the dots. It's a journey of healing the wounds. The answer is embedded there. And in the fall downs and the ups and the link, understanding why your story became like this. See, everything that you just described, it's embedded there. It's a fine line. When you heal the wound, when you heal the heart, when you remove, I created a 4-step process where I see that it comes from you need first to, and I will go with the how you said that you describe it in a simple way. Yeah. It is. The first step is removing the fog, then revealing the heaviness.
Yeah.
And after that, the heaviness on the heart. After that, discovering the mission. And then putting it in action where you reignite the spark in you that used to be there at what point in time, but because of what happened on your heart, because of the hardships in life, it dimmed. Or maybe you need to just remove the dust and you will see it there.
I love it. I love the 4 steps. And I also just wanted to comment that I really love the way you explained to me the mission or the purpose of the essence of me being in this life.
Yeah.
And the answer is the essence of you being in this life is actually the life journey.
Yes, exactly.
And it resonates so much with me.
Wonderful.
And it resonates with me at this particular stage of my life and at this particular, way of my thinking. If you asked me 10, 15 years ago, I would probably be so confused.
Yeah. And this is exactly what, when you told me about the podcast and the idea of it, this is exactly what got me excited to come and speak. When you say that how we live, the identity, and you mentioned keywords, that this is exactly what I talk about. This is exactly how I see therapy. And this is exactly what I do in my daily practices.
That is great. I think we have opened up so many interesting points and hopefully also valuable for the audience to listen to. And I'm glad that we also have taken psychology, which is so dear to my heart, through the lens of Arabic language and through the lens of the Arabic culture as well. And I think there's so much more to explore, frankly speaking. So thank you very much for talking to me about that, actually giving so much of your insights and also being so authentic in how you understand and explain psychology.
Thank you for having me and for this really amazing conversation. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best in this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May your voice find its language and your identity feel at home across borders, generations, or the everyday moments that shape you. Thank you for listening to Vision Voices, and see you at the next one.